Friday, everybody. Today is Friday. It is February the 7th, and there are some interesting things happening right this minute that we need to discuss. Before we get to the fact that there are literally riots in the streets of LA right now, and Mayor Karen Bass is doing nothing about it, let's talk about what happened today with the USAID or USAID, however you want to phrase it, and the fact that their building is now done. There is no more USAID employees in the USAID building, and the sign has been removed off of 1300 Pennsylvania Avenue. And I want you guys to see this. So this is the removing of the sign of the U.S. Agency for International Development is what they call it, right? The sign is gone. Now, if you want to, rub a little salt in an open wound, this is what has happened afterwards. Nick Sorter posted this because Elon Musk, y'all, Elon Musk has just announced, and I love a little pettiness on a Friday. Don't think I don't. But Elon Musk has just announced that the USAID's DC office is now being occupied by Customs and Border Protection. The leftist meltdown is going to be absolutely massive. This is them covering up the sign for what it used to be, right? They took the sign down off the top of the building. This is them covering up the sign on the door. It will now be basically Tom Homan's peeps in there working. It'll be used for something that is better than what it has been used for, because at no point did we need it to be the U.S. Agency for International Development, since all that money is going to people's pockets at the end of the day. If you want to think about it, we as a country, Joe Biden and them, we're sending out billions upon billions, trillions probably of dollars to all these other countries. And how do we know what happened with that money once it left the United States and ended up in somebody else's country? How do we know it went to the people it was supposed to go to? We don't even know if the money that they said we sent out of this country actually left the country, or if it just ended up, circling back launder style and ending up in the pockets of the politicians who are currently having mental breakdowns over the fact that the USAID has been disbanded, that their money laundering scheme has been taken away from them, and now they have to either make real money or live off their actual salaries or get a new job. Those are the things that we have going on. On top of this, y'all, so many different things. Do you guys remember Lindy Lee? She was part of Kamala Harris's campaign. She did everything with her on the campaign. And then after the end of the whole election process, Lindy Lee said, listen, Kamala Harris is a nutcase. She's dumb as shit, and she's awful to her employees. She's not paying anybody. She's blown through $1 billion in 3 months doing who knows what, paying Beyonce, paying Usher, paying Samuel L. Jackson, paying whoever else, but she hasn't used it to actually do anything to help the people, because whatever. Well, Lindy Lee now, breaking, this is from Benny Johnson about an hour ago, says DNC fundraiser Lindy Lee reveals she has been legally threatened by Democratic lawyers for exposing the truth about Kamala campaign fraud. And this is what she said. She said, they send me a text about a cease and desist if I don't shut up, but everything I said is true and they are threatening me. So this is on Benny Johnson. You guys should probably check him out later. I don't know if I can actually play his whole video because it is copyrighted for Benny Johnson, but it is Lindy Lee and Benny Johnson having the conversation about the fact that she is now being threatened by Democrat lawyers to stop talking because she is from the inside. She knows exactly how everything was going. She knows how everything was set up. She knows how they lied to us, and she has now the ability, if she didn't sign an NDA, then she can pretty much let everybody know the truth behind how Kamala's campaign went, how she treated not just the people that were working on the campaign, but the people on the campaign trail that they came across, the people that they used for publicity stunts, where she went and had a beer one place, maybe ate a cookie somewhere else, who knows, snorted a line. I don't know what Kamala does. We still don't know whose powder that was in the White House. So there's that. On top of that, y'all, because wait, there's more. President Trump has said, let me play this for you because you guys need to hear this. It's all of 10 seconds long, but it's a great 10 seconds that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate. Ready? Here we go.
This week, I'm also creating the White House Faith Office led by Pastor Paula White, who is so amazing.
Just want to let you know that he is creating the White House Faith Office led by Pastor Paula White. So that's a plus. A lot of people said that the lady, the bishop, that's what her name was, the lesbian libtard just batshit crazy one who did the morning prayer service after the inauguration, the one who stood up at the podium and just went off on all kinds of leftist propaganda, and it wasn't at all biblical in any sense the way it should have been. People said that Trump didn't like her because she was a female, which probably the dumbest thing you could possibly say if you look at Trump's cabinet members and everything else. And I mean, you got Pam Bondi, you have Kristi Noem, you have Tulsi Gabbard, you have Caroline Leavitt, you have numerous other women in positions of power, and they're there because Donald Trump put them in these positions of power. They earned these positions of power, and now he is giving the spot for the pastor to a woman, Paula White. So anybody out there who's mad, you know, or tries to say that Donald Trump is sexist, well, there goes that one. They try to say he's racist. Well, Kash Patel in and of itself should let you know he's not racist. The ones who try to say that he's homophobic, well, there are lesbians and gay men in his cabinet, in his administration. Scott Pressler from Philadelphia is one of his biggest supporters, and Donald Trump appreciates Scott Pressler, which, let's just real quick talk about the fact that we've had some weird shit going on against Scott Pressler. I know you guys know who he is. Everybody calls him, like, well, not everybody, but I look at him and people have called him like the gay Jesus, which is not nice. That's not correct. It should not be said that way, but I have seen it on social media that way because of the long hair, because he is just a nice guy, whatever else. But he also happens to be gay. He's homosexual. And his boyfriend, I don't know if it's a boyfriend or not, posted up a picture of the two of them, and all of a sudden people are losing their ever-loving minds over the fact that, you know, Scott Pressler is gay. Honey, if you did not know that from the get-go, your gaydar is so broken, you should really get that looked at. It was very obvious. It has never been a hidden fact about Scott Pressler. And for anybody on the right to now want to say he should be kicked out of everything he's doing and they don't want him being part of MAGA, that seems a little bitchy, because you had no problem with Scott Pressler helping during the election time. He literally is the reason that a lot of people have said, even Donald Trump himself, is the reason that Pennsylvania turned red instead of blue, is because of the work that Scott Pressler put in, boots on the ground in Pennsylvania, doing everything he could to open the eyes of the people who live there to the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans, not even just between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, but between left and right, and what they each stood for, what they have allowed to happen in the country, what they want to happen for the country, how it affects the state of Pennsylvania, and things like that. So people now going after Scott Pressler, I feel like, is another tricky leftist thing where they get in there and they pretend like they are Republican, they pretend like they're part of MAGA, they pretend like they are part of, you know, the right side, and instead they put that little poke in there and get it spreading out to where now you're having to talk to people in your own group, your own corner, who are like, what are we doing here? Like, why does him being gay now have anything to do with the work that he has done or what he has done? And I don't think it should. So I just want to put that out there. I think Scott Pressler is amazing, gay or not. It should not matter. He is a 100% supporter of what Donald Trump is trying to do for this country. He's 100% supporter of the United States of America itself, even outside of Trump, 100% supporter of the citizens of this country. So just keep that in mind whenever you're hearing or reading or seeing any of this hateful rhetoric against Scott Pressler. Ignore it, leave it alone. This is what I want to mention to you, because this just happened within the last hour. Anti-ICE immigrant rioters are assaulting people in large groups outside of Los Angeles City Hall, and the city officials have refused to act. So, you know, there have been immigration whatevers everywhere, and you can see they're chasing this person, and I can't really show you because YouTube doesn't like certain things, but this whole group attacks this one man while carrying their Mexican flags. And how does, this is my question, how do these people think that this is helping their situation any? If they really wanted the citizens of this country to go, wait, listen, maybe we shouldn't be deporting illegal immigrants. Maybe, you know, we should find ways to work together. This is not how you do it. I feel like peaceful protesting would be one thing, maybe showing a positive side of it all, but there isn't any. So this is what makes absolutely no sense to me, why they would act this way and then try to say that they deserve to be here. This is not okay behavior, whether you're illegal or a citizen. Citizens shouldn't act like this either. If there's citizens mixed in there, they should all be arrested. The illegal citizens should be arrested. Illegal immigrants should be arrested also, because this is not okay. This is violence in the middle of the streets of LA. You have the mayor, Karen Bass, nowhere to be seen, doing absolutely nothing because she doesn't care. She wants to watch her city burn or crumble from the inside out, it seems. Absolutely crazy. The reason I brought up Scott Pressler earlier is he posted on X. He said, a lot of folks are attacking me, but I'm just going to keep my head down and continue putting in the work, which I could make a very dirty joke there, and I will not. My goal is to achieve a plurality of registered Republican voters in Pennsylvania by 2028. We're 105,194 active voters from accomplishing this goal. No breaks, and he is on it. Suburban Black Man even said, what's with all the infighting about Scott Pressler? I must have missed something. Last time I checked, he worked tirelessly to register Republican voters and helped us win the election in November. He even partnered with the RNC. That's all that should matter. What did I miss? What did my husband just post up here? Let everyone know we're cleaning out garage and sharing things we no longer use. I'm posting everything on Patreon. Anyone interested just needs to send me a DM with a shipping address, and that's it. Hey guys, so we're cleaning out our garage, by the way, since we are moving. We closed on the house in less than 2 weeks. And so we're trying to clean everything out. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't want to take with us. Great stuff. But if you guys want any of it, make sure you are over on Patreon. It is free to be on Patreon. It is free to join Patreon. It's a free join. You can support financially if you want to, but it is free to join Patreon. Just all you have to do is like hit the join button and like fill out your name and stuff and your email, and there you are. And then if there's anything you want, send a DM to us, and we'll get that worked out for you. On top of Elon Musk basically telling the USAID to, if you've seen Friends, you know what that means. He also has posted up here, this is, somebody else posted this, but he said he would pay for it. X Media presents 69 Minutes. And I'm like, really? Out of all the numbers, that's when you want to go with Elon? I see you over there, sir. He says, anyone want to create a hard-hitting show on X called 69 Minutes? I will actually fund it. And I'm like, does anybody have Elon Musk's direct phone number? I will call him and be like, bring, sir, I'll do it. Let's go. Because every single time I say the intro to the show, I will have some sort of inappropriate joke. So this will have to be an 18 and up show on X, because there's no way I can say Media presents 69 and not have something really stupid to say. So there's that. The Mexican, I'm going to call it the Mexican riots right now, even though it's not exactly what it is. I know it's a little over exaggerated, Mexican riots in the streets of LA. But this woman here in California, in Hart Park in Bakersfield, California, she was arrested for allegedly removing a U.S. flag, throwing it on the ground in the mud. We've seen them burn them lately, and raising the Mexican flag in its place at Hart Park. She's 24 years old. Her name is Crystal Aguilar. She basically lost her ever-loving mind when the police got there to talk to her. And she's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. This is Mexican land, motherfucker. Like, that's her words, not mine. And so they arrested her. And she's like, my dad's going to get you, and blah, blah, blah. Listen, look, wait, is there volume? Maybe there's no volume. Oh, there's no volume. I don't know why there's no volume, but there's no volume right now with this. But this is her there, and she's at the park, and that's her taking down the flag, right? But I have, and then the police go to talk to her, and she just starts screaming at him. You see that attitude? She's like, ugh, starts screaming at him, whatever else. And so they arrest her, and then it's like, ma'am, you're doing too much. But here's the video of her. They said this is her taking down the flag and putting up another one, although that's not the color shirt she was wearing unless you put something over it. So I'm not 100% positive there, but that is definitely a Mexican flag going up where the American flag should be. And then the police show up and arrest her. Here's my question, and I've said it so many times. If you are so excited to be here in the United States of America, why are you fighting so hard for Mexico stuff? Why are you waving Mexican flags? Why are you setting American flags on fire? Why are you attacking American citizens? Why are you screaming at people in Spanish? Why are you doing all these different things? Doesn't really make sense to me, because all of your actions contradict your words 100%. 100%. Nothing about what we're seeing with a lot of these people says that they want to have, American pride, that they want to be patriotic, that they want to be part of this country and be a citizen, a stand-up citizen of this country. Everything says that they want to be shit stains on society with their actions. I mean, that's not me being any type of way. That's just what their actions tell me, that they want to be shit stains on society. I don't understand people like that. I would never go to another country and trash their country while demanding they let me stay in their country and feed me and house me and let me, you know, basically have all the rights without being a citizen and getting paid, everything paid for me, and sit there and, you know, crap all over it and try to tear it down from the inside. It doesn't make any sense in the least that that's how things are going. Now, I am very grateful that Donald Trump is in office and is stopping the whole, what am I saying here? Stopping the whole open border situation and the flying people in and the whatever else, because I don't trust that Biden would not have brought these people in. I'm going to tell you what happened. Around 4,400 inmates took advantage of a confused security situation and escaped from a central prison of Munzenzi, which is in Congo. These inmates set fire to part of the prison, which allowed them to escape. This resulted in 150 women being raped and burned to death by inmates during the Congo prison break. These are the people that Donald Trump would then, not Donald Trump, geez, hello, Michelle, that Joe Biden would then fly in and say, oh no, we're going to give them passes. We're going to, you know, like the Venezuelan people and everybody else that we've let in that we know for a fact have been either imprisoned in their previous countries or, you know, have done something wrong in this country, and we still let them just run around reckless. Absolutely crazy, the amount of stuff that's going on. And not even that, we have people here. There's this lady named Noura Shalash. I don't know if you guys have seen her. She's a violent official for CAIR, the largest Islam and Muslim advocacy nonprofit in the U.S. She is caught on video this week in Manhattan, which also there happened to be a massive fire in Manhattan a couple nights ago. But she was screaming, F the, I don't know if I can say it, like, F the JEWS. I'm just going to spell it in case. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. That's what she was saying. And then she's saying, I demand jihad. I demand, and then I want ISIS to, you know, end all of your lives, is what she is screaming. This woman has lost her ever-loving mind, and she is technically, I don't know if that makes her a government employee or not, the fact that she has a position in this thing, but she's being awful. This is where she's screaming about wanting the end of life to all these people, and this is in Kentucky. That's where she's at, is in Kentucky. CAIR Kentucky met with Kentucky Senate Press Robert Stivers representing blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's her in the pink jacket there. That is her meeting with Senator Reginald Thomas and others. And why this is not okay. Like, I have so many questions about so many things on why this country allows such hateful rhetoric towards its own citizens from people that are lucky enough to be in these borders. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Candace Owens posted up earlier today, which I thought was nice, but we got to be whatever with this. She says, major energy shift this year. You can just feel it. January was great and will only get better. On one hand, it was because Donald Trump made it into the presidency without another attempt on his life and any of these other things. She says, everything done in the dark is coming to light, which is true with the USAID, with everything that's going on behind the scenes. Lindy, what's her name? Lindy Lee, that I said, is basically exposing Kamala Harris and everything else. She says, those who deal in deceit, dishonesty, and perversion should buckle up because it's going to be a rough year. You have Kash Patel coming in. They're going to release the Epstein list. I don't know what's going on with Diddy. That thing has been crickets. There has been so many things going on that the whole Diddy thing has gone dead silent, and I'm very curious of what is actually happening there, because nobody's talking about him anymore and his 1,000 bottles of baby oil, or anybody who could have been in his white parties and all this other stuff. And then we see at the Grammys where Kanye West brings his Sheen version of Kim Kardashian out with just butt ass naked. It's just absolutely crazy to me. It has been a good January in the sense of the things that Donald Trump has put into place, but it's also been the most bass-ackwards month that you can even imagine, with all of the crazy stuff that we've seen going on. So hopefully it will get better. Now, you guys know that Sex and the City, that show Sex and the City that was out forever and a day ago, the woman, Cynthia Nixon, that was on it, the redhead, she was my least favorite character on Sex and the City. Didn't really like the show, saw it a couple times, didn't love it. But she is up here screaming at a protest against Trump's executive orders. I'm not going to play it because we don't need to listen to her. She's not worth listening to. But she's up there screaming that her daughter is transgender, her niece is transgender, her best friend's child is transgender, her daughter's best friend is transgender. Her life is filled with transgender people, young and old, but especially young. How are there so many transgender people all of a sudden? That's been my question for the last at least year, where they started being pushed like crazy by the left. How are there so many all of a sudden? Where were they hiding forever many years ago? It's not like these kids are coming out of the womb already transgender. They're being pushed that way by their parents. There's no way Cynthia Nixon's daughter is a natural transgender. It's probably because her mom's a friggin' crackhead. Her niece is transgender. Well, maybe it runs in the family. Best friend's child is transgender. It's because all these parents, especially ones in Hollywood, are pushing this on their kids so that they can feel like they are relevant and popular and get their name in a TMZ, 5-second snippet on TV or in some TikTok post by somebody that goes viral. That's all it is. It's not that these kids are actually transgender. It's just our parents are fucking morons. That's all it comes down to. Anyway, I'm sorry. We shall continue on because I don't get it. Speaking of gross, former California Teacher of the Year, and don't be surprised because it does say California, although Minnesota would have been my next guess, but California Teacher of the Year, Jacqueline Ma, sobbed in court as she pleaded guilty to having sexual relationships with 2 students aged 11 and 12. She faces 30 years to life in prison. Why is it not just life in prison? Why is 30 years even on the table? It's 2 children. That's pedophilia. That is disgusting, unconscionable, no morals, no sense of right at all. Just absolutely disgusting. Why is 30 years even an option? It should be immediate life in prison. Or if you're in a death penalty state, bye bitch, like that is disgusting. Those kids are scarred for life. We've already done this. I'm not going to go into this whole thing again. We had this conversation yesterday, and my head still hurts so bad from that yesterday, the crying and the whatever else. But this woman is sobbing. She knew what she was doing when she did what she did. I do not feel bad for her at all. You think a man in jail is going to have a hard time if he's in there for being a pedophile? Imagine what a woman's going to go through. Imagine what a woman's going to go through in jail when those other women in there realize what she has done to young children. Oh, honey. I'm just saying. It's not going to be good for you, boo-boo, and I'm okay with that. I'm not saying violence is the answer, but sometimes. So that's that. Let's see what else we got here. Side note, the trains are back. We just talked about East Palestine, Ohio. February 3rd was the 2-year anniversary of East Palestine, Ohio. And here I was saying, well, the trains are done. That was, forever ago. We're done with the trains and all the stuff. And then last night, out of freaking nowhere, in Pennsylvania, in Philly, I think, or right around Philly. Hello, I have it here somewhere. I saved it. There was numerous firefighters are responding to a SEPTA train, which is, I don't even know what SEPTA stands for. I forgot to look it up. Train fire in Ridley Park, Pennsylvania, located 21 minutes or 16 miles from Philly. The fire was reported underneath a Wilmington Newark line train near the station. The 6-car train, carrying approximately 350 passengers from Philly to Wilmington, caught fire, prompting a full evacuation. Fortunately, all passengers were safely evacuated and no injuries reported. The cause of the fire still remains unclear or under investigation. But here we go. There's people on this train. Most of the other trains were, chemicals and supplies and stuff like that. But this is people on here. Thankfully, they all made it out and nobody was injured, but you have to wonder how it started. My brain is like, is this a lithium train? Like, does it have batteries? And that's what happened. Does Norfolk Southern have anything to do with this? And they just let the bearings go out and that's what started it because, that's what they're known for. Just very interesting that. Then I see you guys talking about it. There's a plane in Alaska with 10 people on it that suddenly went missing. A little Cessna, I believe it was, a smaller plane. But they are saying that plane was at full capacity of people and weight. So now they are searching to see where the plane went. They lost communications with it. Kim says, I'm in Alaska. We've been following the missing plane with 10 people for 2 days now. I've been trying to see what's going on with it. I know there hasn't been, I think it was on its way to Anchorage from Nome or vice versa, one of those two. But that's another plane that's gone either missing or down. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and you have the left trying to say that it's because Donald Trump has come in and restricted all these different things, which is not the case. He has not restricted anything that has to do with our safety, whether it's the FAA, whether it is your food stamps, whether it is WIC, whether it is Social Security, Medicaid. None of those things have been affected or changed under Donald Trump right now. So all of this is happening to me personally, my opinion, feels like the left doing these things on purpose in hopes of having it fall on Donald Trump's shoulders and make it seem like what he is doing is causing all these things. I don't put it past the deep state or anybody over there to purposefully, knowingly, willingly cause, you know, terror and strife and anger and confusion and harm and hurt in order to have the tables turn on Donald Trump and have people look at him like he's doing something wrong. I don't put it past them at all. So we're going to be keeping an eye on absolutely everything. And yesterday, y'all know how we were talking about term limits. We talked about term limits for a reason. Here's Pelosi with her mountain climbing sticks. Remember, she was on that little scooter, the little walker where she was, you know, running all around at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Well, now she's got her walking sticks and needs help getting into the car. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her having those. If you fall and break your hip, whether you're 80 or whether you're 40, it's going to hurt and you're going to need some sort of way to help you move around. But ma'am, it's time to go. It is time to go. Because at no point in time, she's got on her slip-resistant restaurant-style clogs over here, little Crocs, and her mountain climbing sticks, and who knows what else. Maybe there's a diaper under the pants. I don't know. But you've got tons of people keeping her safe. That's a lot of money being spent on security for her also, and you know, catch her if she falls. SEPTA, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority. Thank you. I knew it was a long something like that. But there's just, listen. Oh, I'm glad y'all said Kamala, because I wanted y'all to hear one more time just how stupid she is. Y'all already know, but I need you to hear one more time how incredibly effing retarded this woman is. I have the video and I need you to hear it. Where is it? I saved it. You're not leaving. I'm not letting you go until we do this because I need everybody to really, really remember how we have dodged a bullet. But before I get to that, this is a group of men subduing a man on a flight to Houston, I believe, Houston inbound flight, who tried to break a window on the plane in midair to who knows what, but they are holding him down and taking care of him. You know who does this? Red-blooded patriots. You know who doesn't do this? Soy boys who'd be scared they'd break a nail or hurt themselves. They're probably cowering and crying in a corner right now, calling their mommies. But I mean, you just never know who's going to lose their mind. And somebody lost their mind on that plane. And at least there were men who were willing to step up and do what's right and stop the threat, right? Oh, here it is. Kamala Harris on the LA fires. You guys ready for this? I'm gonna let you listen to it if the volume will work. Oh, this one works. Okay, hold on. Wait, I need you to hear, because this is how she talks. This is just how she talks. During the campaign, I thought maybe that they told her to sound as stupid as humanly possible. That way, like, the left would just fall in line, because if she made sense or gave them too much to think about, their brains may melt or fry. So they're like, just sound as stupid as possible. They'll understand it because that's how they sound. And she's like, okay, got it. Hold my beer, literally, her Miller High Life. And now that she's not in the running to be president anymore, and I was like, maybe she'll have some sort of cohesion? That's probably right. Cohesion in her sentence? I don't even know the word I'm trying to say, so I can't really make fun of her, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But she still sounds stupid as hell. So I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this. Ready? All right.
As we think about the future, we must, as a society, as a country, invest in adaptation and resilience. And we have to understand these extreme weather occurrences are extreme, but they are increasingly less rare.
Wait, hold on. Let's just real fast, one time. As we think about the future, we must, as a society, as a country, invest in adaptation and resilience. Okay, and we have to understand these extreme weather occurrences are extreme, but they are increasingly less rare. I don't think she knows how to use the word but. But they are increasingly more rare, would have made more sense with using the word but. There's that squirrel again. Y'all, random squirrel is just like chilling over by the car now. I don't think she knows how this works. Somebody married her on purpose. I think it's to hide his gayness. I think Imhoff is in a closet like Tim Walz. I think those two are in there hanging out. You know, I don't know who's on top, who's on bottom, who's the bear, who's the twink. I don't care, whatever. I'm pretty sure they figured it out. But how she has held any positions of power, I don't even understand. I know I am not the most articulate person out there, but I could run fucking circles around this woman, like mental circles. She would not know what to do with herself when we were done, and she would probably cry and ask if she could just go home or something, because it would be disastrous for her. She would make one little face and I'd be like, oh girl, no, not here. Let me take off my hoops and let's go outside. Catch me outside. How about that? That kind of thing. But the fact that they still give her room to stand and talk. Why? But why? I don't understand it. It's fine. It's fine, y'all. I'm gonna let you go now because my head is killing me. Oh my God, my head hurts so bad. It's like a little vertigo kind of stuff going on today and a raging headache, and I'm very proud of myself for making it 30 minutes without vomiting on screen because I feel like absolute crap. Because yesterday I decided to have 2 mimosas and then cry like crazy during yesterday's first live stream, and then I had a bunch of carbs yesterday because I haven't had carbs in forever, and today my body is telling me don't do that. Don't drink the mimosas, don't cry like that, and do not eat carbs. And I'm like, okay, body, I hear you. I don't like how this feels. So tomorrow we're going to go back to just normal, just meats and veggies and no more carbs. So that's me. I love you guys immensely. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Friday night, my dudes. Reminder, just as a reminder, I do have my first ever sponsored video coming out on Sunday. I'm really excited about it. I'm also really nervous about it because I don't know how to do sponsor stuff, so I feel kind of like I'm half retarded, but it's whatever. So when it's all said and done, I would love your feedback, just FYI on all of it. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say. So that's that. I love you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Oh, I'm getting my nails done tomorrow. I haven't had my nails done in months. So if you have a color preference, just tell me, because I'm going to go get them painted tomorrow by somebody. So tell me what color to paint my nails and I'll go do it. And then you guys can see them tomorrow afternoon on the live stream. Okay? Love ya. Goodbye.